Hey man, the strongest men don't always shout commands. They don't bark orders. They don't dominate through force. The strongest men lead in silence, while letting her believe she's the one in charge. See, real leadership in a relationship isn't about control. It's about influence. It's about direction. It's about guiding without ever making her feel like she's being dragged. When you master this, she feels empowered, while you quietly hold the reins. Let's break down exactly how to lead her without ever making her feel led. Part 1. The masculine illusion of control. Here's the truth. Women don't want to be controlled, but they crave direction. They want a man who knows what he's doing, but doesn't make them feel small in the process. So the art here isn't domination, it's subtle leadership. You become the anchor, but she feels like she's steering the ship. She thinks she's making the choices, but you're the one who placed the options. You don't argue, you guide. You don't push, you position. And through that quiet power, she follows, willingly. Part 2. Control is a threat. Leadership is safety. When you try to control a woman, she pushes back. Why? Because control feels like danger. It triggers rebellion. It makes her feel caged. But when you lead her with confidence and intention, she relaxes. She softens. She surrenders, not to your dominance, but to your calm authority. This is the difference between the man who says, "Do it this way," and the man who simply moves with clarity and watches as she naturally falls in sync. Part 3. Give her the stage. But set the scene. She wants to feel heard. She wants to feel like she has a voice. So give her that. Let her express her opinions. Let her make the small decisions. Let her feel like the director of the movie. But here's what you do behind the scenes. You choose the script. You build the foundation. You shape the environment where her choices live. She picks the restaurant. You gave her 2 options you already liked. She makes the plans. You planted the idea 2 conversations ago. She feels like the decision maker, but you're the architect. Part 4. Control through presence, not pressure. Leadership isn't loud. It's not aggressive. It's presence. You walk into the room and she feels it. You speak less, but what you say matters more. You don't tell her to calm down. You stay calm, and she mirrors your energy. You don't need to control the conversation. You steer it gently, with confidence and poise. This is how you lead her, not by demanding submission, but by embodying stability. Part 5. Emotional jiu-jitsu. Use her energy. Don't fight it. Women are emotional. It's part of their power. But here's the mistake most men make. They fight her emotions head on. Instead, learn to redirect. If she's testing you, stay still. If she's emotional, stay grounded. If she's challenging your frame, let her speak. Validate her feelings, then bring it back to your center. You don't shut her down. You let her move around you, like a river flowing past a rock. She gets to feel her feelings, but you remain the unshakable presence. That's how you lead. By absorbing chaos without losing form. Part 6. Suggestion. Command. A smart man never commands. He suggests, but with certainty. He doesn't say, "We're doing this." He says, "You know what I think would be amazing?" He doesn't say, "Don't wear that." He says, "You'd look incredible in that red dress you wore last week." Same influence, but it lands differently. Because when you lead like this, she feels seen. She feels respected. She feels like she's choosing when you already set the path. Part 7. Why she wants you to lead, even if she denies it. There's a truth. Women rarely admit out loud. They don't want to be the leader. They want to feel safe enough to let go. But most men either try to overpower her, or they shrink back and hand over the wheel. You don't do either. You stay calm. You stay grounded. You create the space where she can relax into her feminine. She might resist it at first. She might test your strength. But deep down, she wants to be able to say, "I trust him. He's got it handled." That's the core of desire. A woman feeling safe to surrender to a man who won't abuse that power. Part 8. Leading is subtle, but felt in everything. Leadership isn't about being the loudest voice. It's about making her feel like she's floating while you're holding the net underneath. It's in how you make decisions. It's in how you walk, how you breathe, how you respond when she tests you, and most of all, it's in how little you need to prove anything. She senses it in your energy, in your certainty, in your restraint. She feels like she's in control, but deep down, she's following your frame. So listen, man, let her feel like she's choosing. Let her feel powerful. Let her think she's calling the shots. That's how the best leaders operate. Because when you master this energy, she'll want to follow your lead. Not because she has to, but because it feels right. She thinks she's in control. But the truth, you've been leading the whole time. That's the game. And once you master it, you never chase again.